Hallo meine Damen und Herren, schönen guten Tag und willkommen in meiner Werkstatt. Ich bin der Accordion Christoph and today we are going to discuss the things that I have done to modify my first accordion. I made this video because as I was beginning to play accordion myself, it seemed like the majority of the videos online were from people who are honestly experts, who had been playing for years, decades, and they are so good and I love watching them and listening to them, but it can be intimidating, yeah, as a beginner trying to take advice from someone who is so much beyond you. So perhaps taking advice of someone who is right there with you right now will come across as more genuine. Whatever, that is the video, and you can like it and you can subscribe to the channel, and thank you for following along as I learn how to play the accordion. It is a wonderful instrument and I am having a great time. And I'm wearing it right now because I wanted to show you from the rear not only how good I look, but auch the straps. And you see how they come together here in the middle? That was a big improvement for me. I can take it off. I am nearly 2 meters tall, so 6 foot 5 inches. That is a big man, as it were. And the straps that I had before, although beautiful, were not nearly as plush or as wide. Look at the difference. It's astonishing. These are nearly twice as wide. And so the new straps were a quality of life improvement. Much of what I want to discuss is quality of life improvement, usability of the instrument, right? If it is comfortable to wear, then you are more likely going to play it. So I upgraded the straps. They were also larger for the size of my body, my torso. So very good quality of life improvement. The second thing I believe that I replaced were the bellows strap. These right here, the bellows straps. Yeah, good. So we undo it and it swivels. It swivels around like this. Really quite nice. My old ones, I believe I threw out. They were nice, right, in their time. This is from 1954, 70 years and change old. And you would open it and it would go boing, it would spring open. It was a lovely piece of engineering, and what German doesn't like something that is well engineered? However, it was so broken, the one on the bottom, that when I opened it up 3 times, I poked myself and I was bleeding on my accordion, and I thought, nein, das ist kaputt, and I'm going to replace it. And so I did, and these were very affordable, but one note, if you are a beginner like myself, you will need to do appropriate measurements, because there are different kind of bellows clasps, and they will be measured from different spots. I got mine on the eBay and it showed me right where to measure, and these were the shortest ones I could get. They were only 80 millimeter. Some of them went up beyond 100 millimeter, which would be very large. If you see, I can squeeze. You see how that bend is in? So it could have been even tighter. I could have probably gotten a 75 millimeter or maybe even a 70 millimeter, but they did not make it. And I think this is acceptable. It is certainly an improvement from what I had before. Let me show you something else. Perhaps when I tip this forward, you can see a little black strip right here. And I will certainly have some B-roll footage so you can see this closer up. But this is a sticker. And I found this from one YouTuber that I really enjoyed as I was thinking of getting my accordion and what I should do first. And I forget his name, it is something entertaining. Something with squeeze in the title, perhaps. Anyways, he has a workshop, no, not a workshop, he has a shop online where you can buy things. Many of them are in the circle of fifths, posters und so weiter. And this is just a sticker. And it came with a white background or a black background. And what it is the bass notes and counterbass. And for someone like me, I have experience with a keyboard from a few years of basic piano instructions as a child, but the buttons for the circle of fifths, that was circle of fifths. Mensch, that is hard to say, you know. but it was also brand new, and so having this sticker really helped me to learn quickly. Now I'm very familiar with much in the middle, but this could be a cheap thing that you might be interested in. Another cheap thing that I did, speaking of buttons, how can I position this well for you to see? Probably like this, and I will zoom. Do you see the little gray buttons? Of course you do. You know what those are? If you have children, you know what they are. If you have a childlike spirit, I bet you can guess. They are Lego pieces. Now, these were just covers that I put on the buttons, and I put them on so that you can find, your root buttons quickly, since when you are playing accordion, you cannot exactly look over the instrument and find where your left finger is. That is very difficult, and you don't want to do that while playing. You want to be smiling nicely at your guests or at the camera, or looking at your music book. So I have placed one of these pieces on C, and then every 5 notes for quick things. The C is a bumped button on most accordions. I think many accordions today will have these middle 3 with bumps, either indent or raised. But I chose to make mine raised so I could find them more quickly. And I thought when I was doing this, I will use hot glue, right? Because if it does not work, or if I do not like it, I can simply heat it up, remove it, and clean the button, and it will not be very damaged. And that's fine. But in 6 or 7 months that I've been playing, I haven't popped any of these off. So it is not only effective, but it is strong enough. And so I am very satisfied with that. I've seen other people use the rhinestone. The rhinestone cowboy. I've seen the people use rhinestones, but then they have to drill into the bass buttons and then put them in with the super glue or the epoxy. And I didn't want to do that because I wasn't certain what I was interested in to feel with my fingers. Anyways, these may seem large to you, but they are very comfortable to me. So experiment and have fun. The whole point is it gets me playing, yeah? It is comfortable and it is wonderful and it is not obtrusive. Isn't that a good word, obtrusive? The most recent thing that I changed was actually my bass strap. And this was very satisfying for me because I had to actually do a bit of craftsmanship with it. It came and I had to cut it to length. I had to use a punch. Where is the punch? I had to use a punch and make some holes in the leather. And then I had a series of rivets that I had to punch in, for the pieces up here that you actually make this tighter and looser on your wrist, etc. That's another good word, etc. und so weiter. Let me show you. For example, here is my old strap. Again, beautiful brown leather, but not nearly as thick. If you can kind of see in the camera, perhaps the close-up, you'll notice this is very plush, very thick, and it is also wider. And now when I put my hand in here, it is more comfortable and my wrist does not slip. Therefore, I have much better control of the opening and closing of the bellows, and also keeping my hand in position on the buttons. And this was very affordable. I'm certain that I did not spend even $25 or $30 on it, even with the shipping. So if you have a little bit of wherewithal to tackle this by yourself, which you should, I would recommend it. Is that all? Oh, I did some cleaning. You have seen that video, yes? Otherwise, you should. Just a basic cleaning on the outside, but it is a smart thing to do. So those are 6. Those are a few quality of life improvements that I did as somebody who is new to the accordion myself. I highly recommend them. I'm teaching myself from the Palmer Hughes course books. And I remember something from the very first book, talking about, how do they call it? Pride of ownership. And I loved that idea, right? If these books were perhaps geared for children or early learners, you want to feel proud of the instrument that you have, because you are more likely to play it. And so I have made this instrument my own. This belonged to one man for his whole life, and then I bought it from his son-in-law, and I made these improvements. I made it my own. I am proud of it, and this will have many more years in it because of these improvements. And I will play it, most importantly. So, what do you think of these? Have you made other changes to your accordions? Other things that you're thinking of doing? You can ask questions down below and I can try to answer them. That is the end of the video. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss.